Now, I have an interesting recipe that I modified or found some alternatives into the crock pot. You should own a crock pot. Actually, it's one of the most handy kitchen devices I have. It is really made for busy people, people at work, people with kids, people who just don't have a lot of time on their hands. The recipe is called Mississippi Pot Roast. I have no idea if this really was made in Mississippi. All I know is this thing is about comfort and slowing down and very easy to do. You can put this in 5 minutes on your way to work, and you come back 8 to 10 hours later when you get home, and it's ready.
So here we have a 3.5 pound chuck roast. And with this recipe, the cut of meat is actually quite important. The chuck roast is from the shoulder of the cow and has a lot of connective tissues and tendons and so forth. And there's a lot of fat in there. Over time, when it's cooked, a lot of liquid is going to come out of this meat. If you use a different cut of meat, you're not going to get the same result. What we're shooting for is fork tender where you can shred it. So I'm going to show you how easy it is. So let's get going. Chuck roast in a crock pot. Next, you are going to use some ranch dressing. Yes, I know this is processed, but so be it. I am in a rush. I know you guys are too. So let's get going. Put it on top of the chuck roast. Now we're going to have a packet of au jus gravy. Now these are all McCormick brands, they are ranch, and you can also find these in the stores. They're very common. Put this on the top of the chuck roast as well. And here is the secret sauce of this recipe. Peppercini peppers. These little guys, they're not very hot, but they add a lot of tang. So you're going to add them on top of the chuck roast here. Add a little butter, of course. That's going to add some liaison to the gravy at the end if you want. I just made that up, so don't ask me what it is. And then the last is we have a 1/4 cup of pickle juice from the jar. You don't necessarily need to have this, but I like to have a little extra for the gravy. It does add a lot more flavor, though, in my view. But all right, you're going to put it around the chuck roast. And voila, it's done. We're going to put this on low on the crock pot setting for probably 8 to 10 hours, and then we're going to test it. But I'm going to go to work, and by the time I get back, this should be just about done. So here we go, Mississippi pot roast. This is about it. I said 8 hours at the beginning. I took a little extra couple hours because I wanted to make it a little bit more tender. But look what we have. Crock pot made. You don't have to do anything. And here's a little nosh tip for all you people who love gravy. All that liquid that's in the pot, strain it, boil it down a little bit, and now you have some au jus to go with your Mississippi pot roast. Eat, drink, savor, people.